Good morning. Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube, and it works on every complexity, n by n by n cube. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. Those are the only patterns you need to memorize, and you can solve every complexity cube. Formula A brings a piece to the top, and Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you ever need to do. You'll notice I don't have a parity algorithm. Parity is something that can happen on larger cubes that can't happen on a 3x3 by definition, and it's when there's 2 pieces and only 2 pieces that need to switch. The parity is a lie. You don't have to play with it unless you want to. It can show up in many. It can look like a lot of different things, but it's always 2 pieces and only 2 pieces that need to move. There's always 3. The third piece that you do not see is the piece that you do not see. So if you have a cube, if you have a cube where there's only 2 pieces that need to switch, the slice that touches that parity is a quarter turn off internally, and so make that quarter turn and then solve the edges from that perspective, and then continue on with your corners. The parity has disappeared. And so if you do corners, edges, and then the centers instead of the other way around, when the parity shows up, you can just slice it away with a single quarter turn instead of adding 10 seconds to your solve at the end. All right, so on Monday I did the corners. On Tuesday I did the opposite edges. So I do the yellow corners, then I do the white corners. Doesn't really matter. But then since I'm in the habit of looking for yellow and white, I continue that on to solve the opposite corners. I hold yellow and white up on left and right and find pieces in the middle, edge pieces that have yellow or white, and then using Formula B, I throw them in that direction. Okay, so that's what I've done for all of these. The next thing to solve on the simplest cube would be the side edges. So that's what we're going to do for all of the cubes, because we treat all cubes the exact same way. So the opposite edges are done. I'm going to take the white face as dictated by the corners. I'm going to put it face down. And so now I'm going to start working on the side edges, one piece at a time. We've established that Formula B moves a piece from the top middle to the side, top front to the side front. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to look for if there's any pieces that are already correct, we'll preserve them if we can. So this one's correct, these two are not. So I'm going to displace something displace a yellow down into this incorrect spot. So Formula B, move the piece. It's one of these two that are going to come in here. I'm using this one to demonstrate that slot. So I move it away from the action. I move the first slice up, back into the action, and we're treating these two as one piece. So the second piece up is there, and then away down, back down. You can at this stage you can displace one slice at a time, one column slice at a time, or up through to the middle but not beyond, because if we do have a parity, we want to force it to be on the same row. So white's going to stay face down until the rest of the edges are all done. So this yellow that I've displaced will eventually find its way back to the top. And when it does, whether it's correct or incorrect, as soon as it's to the top layer, not the top face, not necessarily the top face, then we're going to reassess how the sides are doing. So we've displaced the yellow into here. We're going to look at a piece that's on top, an edge piece on top that's not yellow. We're going to find them. We're going to place them one at a time. Okay, this is a good time to place your absolute center if you have it before we get started on the side edges. Otherwise, you might have to redo it. Okay, so the piece on top I found that's not yellow is blue and red. Blue's on front, so I hold the top of the cube. I rotate it until the blue corners match the front, like so. And then the top color is red, so that means it's going in the red direction. The blue and red something will land above the blue and red corner, not above the blue and orange something corner. So corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Top row, 2 columns. First column is where it's going to land. Second column is where it begins. We're going to start by moving it away from the action. So move it away, first up, back, second up, away, and now my white edges are there to keep me on track of which columns I'm using in case I'm using a big cube. Okay, so this yellow is going to bip-bop back and forth as we, these yellows are going to bip-bop back and forth as we place the sides, so we don't really care about those right now. We're ignoring all of the yellows. Just we ignored everything except for yellow, now we're ignoring the yellows. Corners, okay, so here's a piece on top that's not yellow. We rotate the top, hold the top row steady, rotate the rest of the cube until the corners match the front. Top row color is green, so it's going in this direction, not this direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Formula B as written goes from the top to the top front to the left front. If you follow, the mirror of it brings it to the right. If that's confusing, we can just always place it to the left. Okay, and then switch to flip at the end where we are. So, so this piece is going to go over here. If I wanted to, I could, well, I could place it here. So it's going to go to the right. And so the first column is where it's going to land. Second column is where it begins. Top row. Away, first up, back, second up, first down, back, down. And we're just placing pieces one piece at a time. Okay, here's another piece on top that's not yellow. Okay, hold the top row, rotate the entirety of the cube until the corners match the front. We're not we're looking only at the bottom corners because the top, we're ignoring all of the top now. Corners match the front, it's going in the green direction, so this way. Away, first up, in, second up, away, down, in, down. And we'll just keep placing these one at a time. And it's the same on each of the cubes. Okay, so just yellow and white are left and right. Put the white face down. And then I'm going to displace one of these by putting a yellow down into the spot. Up, up, down, down. And then I work on the piece on top that's not yellow. Bring the corners to match the front, determine its direction. It's going this way. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and just keep working on the piece that's not yellow. Again, here's a piece that's incorrect. Up, up, down, down, and then the piece white's face down. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And we're just placing pieces one at a time. Corners match the front. It's going in the blue direction. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Find another piece on top that's not yellow. We're going to keep doing this until the yellow comes to the top, and then we will assess. Okay. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay. And the yellow found its way back to the top, so we assess. Okay, this one's correct, this one's not, this one is, this one is, this one is. So we've got two that are incorrect. And they are in the correct place, but they're swapped. And so we're going to treat them, you're going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to move this piece into this spot, which will move it out to the back. And then I'm going to bring it to the front and place it correctly. You can never flip one, you always flip two pieces. So I'm going to use this incorrect piece into this incorrect piece. Slide up, slide up, slide down, okay? and then bring it back to the front, place it correctly, and this one's happy. Okay, so yeah, continuing, piece on top that's not yellow, corners to match the front. It's going in the orange, this orange direction. So away up, in second up, away down, in second down. Okay, and we just keep placing them again until the yellow comes back to the top, and then we assess. Corners, oops. Corners match the front. It's going in the green direction. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay. Find a piece on top that's not yellow. Okay. Corners match the front. It's going in the orange direction. One piece at a time. Up, up, down, down. This is not a speed solve method. It's not a fewest moves method, but this is the I've tried to learn in the past and I couldn't figure it out, and my brother tried to teach me. This is that method. This is the method for the non-cubers. Corners match the front. It's going in the blue direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. Okay, the piece on top that's not yellow. Corners match the front. It's going in the blue direction. Up, up, down, down. And just like watching the dominoes fall, you just go to the piece that worked with the piece on top that's not the top color until the top color comes back. Okay, this one's gonna go here, up, up, down, down. Okay, piece on top. Find another piece. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in this direction, and this is going to just move my yellow back to the top. Okay, yellow came back to the top, so we assess first. These edges are between their respective corners. These are correct. This one's not correct, so we've got more to keep going. This looked like a parity, but it's not necessarily a parity until it's the only two edges that need to switch. So since this one also still needs work, we're going to throw a non-correct yellow into this spot. If there's no non-correct yellows, you just throw a random yellow, into the spot and keep going. And white is there to remind you which column you're on. If you get distracted by the kitty cat jumping on your lap or dropping the cube mid-cycle. Corners match the front. It's going in the green direction. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay. A piece on top that's not yellow. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction, and the yellow is going to come back when it does. Okay, so Formula B always moves three pieces. Okay, so yellow came back to the top, so we assess these edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're correct, and the yellow looks right. So this one we've got the cage done on this one. The 2x2 was solved when the corners were done. The 3x3 is solved when when all the edges are done. We're going to finish off on this one. This is the stage of the solve where if there's going to be a parity, then here's where we'll see it. You can't have a parity on a 3x3, but like I said, you can have two that are in the right place that need to flip. This looked like a parity, but it was not, because it was not the only two pieces that were incorrect. So when we had worked on all of those, the parity was not there. I'm going to see whether whether I can get a parity. I will. If there's not a parity, I've got one preloaded, so I can show you how to do the parities. So, like I said, you look for a piece on top that's not the top color. Corners match the front. Determine its direction. Up, up, down, down. Okay. That move brought the yellow up, but we're going to keep ignoring it for as long as there's any that are not yellow. Okay, so corners to match the front. Again, it's the same move, regardless of the same steps, the same moves, regardless of how big the cube is. It's just a matter of And you don't have to memorize which two columns do which things. You just pick a piece that you want to move, and that is one column. Where it wants to land is the other column. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Top row outside columns moves corners, outside inside column moves edges, two inside columns move centers, when we really get to that point soon. Okay, so that's placed. Look for piece on top that's not yellow. This one is yellow, but I can move it if it's convenient. Okay, so corners match the front. It's going in this direction. We don't want to displace that one, so it's not convenient to move this one. So just this piece here. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, piece on top that's not yellow. Keep going. Corners to match the front. It's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Set, yellow came back to the top, set the corners, assess. These ones look correct, these ones look correct, these ones are not correct. Okay, these ones are, this one's in the correct place but flipped, so I can flip it with this one. These ones are not in the correct place. This one wants to be here, this one wants to be here. Okay, that is one example of a parity. Let me set this center here so you can see, because right now it just looks like they're paired up. So I'm going to fix the center. Up, up, down, down. Bring it to the front. Place it correctly. Up, up, down, down. And set the top to assess. All right, so this piece wants to be here. This piece wants to be here. I tried to force it to be on the same column, but we'll just use this as an example. So the slice that touches the pair, there's two and only two that are incorrect. And formula B always moves three pieces. So the slice that touches the parity, that's either this slice or this slice, they're on the same internal track. Okay, the slice that touches the parity is a quarter turn off. So right here, it looks like, you know, if I have to use formula B to fix any, to fix these, I would just be changing which two are incorrect, because formula B would put one of them correct and displace the other one and displace the third one. So the slice that so either this slice or this slice is a quarter turn off. Okay, so we're going to take the slice that's a quarter turn off, and we're going to rotate it 1/4 turn. Okay. Now I'm going to continue with that 1/4 turn made. I'm going to continue with displacing the non-correct pieces. Up, up, down, down. And when I set these edge pieces now, the parity will have dissolved because I undid it. Okay, so corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Up, up. And so, which is why I don't do reduction method. One of the reasons I don't do reduction method is when you've paired up the edges first, you're trying to keep them together, because the human brain doesn't want to break what's fixed. So, but the fact is that while they were together, they were not correctly together because the internal workings were off. So the more we tried to keep it together, the more we kept a parity. So corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. So what I'm saying is that when you get to the stage where you realize it's a parity, the thing to do is to break them up and then let them find their way back together. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. And so when the yellow, easy for me to say, when the yellow comes back to the top again, this time the parity has disappeared because we made that single quarter turn correction. All right, so Monday we did the corners, that was solved. Tuesday we did the opposite edges. Today we've done the side edges, and the 3x3 is solved. And all the rest of these, the corners dictated the color of the face. And so now we've got this stage is called where the cage is done. And then all that's left is the centers. and the centers are also moved by formula B. It's not the inner and not to the columns are dictated by the piece you want to move. For example, let me just demonstrate real quick. Find a piece that's incorrect. Here's a green that's on the red side. Okay, I'm going to move it to the top, so I'm going to hold it so that the green is on top. Okay, so this piece is going to move. It's going to land right here. So depending on how I rotate the top, I can either bring down this blue or this red or this yellow or this white, depending on how I set it up before I start moving. The blue is convenient, but let's bring the red down. It's more convenient. So that's the horizontal, is to line it up. And then I'm going to follow this piece. I go up. Okay, that's the first column up. Horizontal, slide it into a different column. And then that's that second column up. And then the edges are done, so that keeps me on track of which columns I'm working on. So reverse, down, reverse, down, and the green moved up. Okay, and the red moved down, but it didn't move to where we've moved 3 pieces around, even though it looks like we're moving 2, because two of them were the same color. So it looks like here's another piece. Let's do this for this green one. Okay, we're going to bring down the blue, because blue is an opposite to green. So we're going to line that up. Up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. Okay, and so the green went to the top, okay, but the blue did not come back to here. It came down over here. So we always moving 3 pieces. And I'm just going to keep doing that. I'll do that tomorrow. This is a good pausing place. Again, I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. And if you have any non-cuber friends, bring them to me. We will have fun. I'm here on Twitch. I'm also on Zoom. Also on Facebook. I know words. I have a YouTube channel. You can find my method online at abcube.how. And so, everybody, thank you for joining me. Go have a good day and be nice to yourself. And I'll be back tomorrow to work on the edges, the centers, and then we'll have the cube is complete. This does work on, like I said, every complexity Rubik's, every n by n by n cube it works on. Also works on every Minx. This is a dodecahedron known as a gigaminx. And again, formula A brings a piece to the top, formula B moves 3 pieces around, and with that, that's all you need to do. So, bye you guys, I'll be back tomorrow.